guys, this is Ackley, Tack4427 here, and welcome to another episode of WTPU, aka What the Pickup? Now, as you may recall, in the last episode of the show, which you could see right down over here, I talked about the Trackmaster Snow Clearing Henry that was sent over to me by my good friend Trainboy54, who was actually kind enough to actually send it over to me. To which, yeah, I'm not gonna lie, it was really nice of him to do that, and of course the Trackmaster Snow Clearing Henry that he sent to me. Yeah, I will have to say, I definitely really enjoyed it for sure. I think it was really nice of him to send that over to me, since after, well, sending over the two Bachman Thomas models that I did talk about several episodes ago for sure, but hey, regardless on that, I actually do think it's actually pretty good for sure, and I really do admire what they actually did on it for sure, so yeah. But I'm pretty sure I would pretty much let that speak for itself for sure. So yeah. If you want to check that episode out for yourself, then don't worry about a thing. There's a card over there over at the top right corner of the screen, as well as, of course, the link to it down in the description box below. So yeah, whichever you prefer, go right ahead. I'll wait till you come back. Yeah, take all the time you need. I'll be here by the time you come back for sure. I guess if anything, I'll just be here waiting till you come back for sure. So yeah. Yeah, I guess aside from, of course, the previous episode, it looks like, in terms of video-wise, it looks like a lot has been going on for the past month for sure, but I mean, hey, I guess with, of course, only seeing Despicable Me 4, Twisters, and Deadpool and Wolverine, and I guess plenty of other videos that I had to put up for sure, alongside some stuff that's been going on with me personally, like, of course, pretty much visiting my friend Glenori, and of course attending to her wedding, and of course dealing with a massive tornado that partially came by our house. Yeah, seems like this past month since after I did this episode was quite bizarre. I'm not gonna lie. Well, nowhere to go but up, I'm sure. Alright, I guess see how you did already see the last episode of this show. We might as well go ahead and start up this episode as we normally do. Well, I guess for today's episode, well, I guess it'll probably be a long while before I'll actually plan on getting new items for sure. In fact, if anything, I'm trying my best to save my money for sure. So yeah, I guess in the meantime, what can I do to pretty much fill in the void for sure. In fact, yeah, I guess it has been a whole month since after the last episode for sure, so what can I do in the meantime? Wait, I know. Maybe I could take a look at some items that I know I have for years now for sure, but I never actually got to talk about in their own episode. So yeah, maybe I guess a little something different, maybe an oldie but a goldie for sure. So what would be good for, of course, pretty much this episode? Oh, hello, what do we have here? Well, here's something you never thought you hear from me for sure. So how about for this episode of this show, we talk about this lovely necklace that I actually got. So yeah, I guess that's what we're talking about here today. What I actually got right here for I guess pretty much for a few decades now is, of course, this lovely necklace I actually got that's themed to one of the movies, and of course pretty much the well-known film series from the 90s that you may or may not have heard of for sure, which is, of course, Free Willy. So yeah, I think, I guess if anything, I think it's pretty much what we're talking about here today for sure. So yeah, nothing much else I can say, of course, that front. So yeah, with that being said, let's go ahead and take a look at this. Alrighty then, well, I guess it's officially settled. Now that I've officially settled on, of course, pretty much talking about this necklace for sure, I think I might as well get some things out of the way first before I can go ahead and dive right into, of course, this one for sure. So yeah. And I guess before we talk about the necklace, I think it makes sense to talk about the pretty much the movie that I was referring to for sure. That, of course, ties into, of course, pretty much what we're talking about here today. So yeah, I guess if anything, pretty much give it to all that. I'm pretty sure you may or may not have heard of course, a well-known family flick from the 90s that goes by the name of Free Willy. And why the hell shouldn't I mention that for sure? So yeah, and I guess it is quite fitting that I should talk about that said movie for sure. And I guess if anything, pretty much looking back, of course, pretty much on what we've gone through for sure, Free Willy has become a pretty much a massive phenomenon ever since it first came out in 1993 for sure. Not only with a really clever story, some really great acting for sure, and of course by far is of course what made the movie all the more iconic would probably have to be the killer whale that's featured in the movie, and of course the main staple, which is of course, well, Willy, who's actually played by a real life killer whale that they featured in the film Keiko for sure. So yeah, I guess if anything, pretty much even after its premiere back in 1993 for sure, Free Willy has become a massive phenomenon for sure, and of course for myself for sure, it has actually become one of my favorite movies back when I was a kid for sure. That's how much I actually really enjoyed it for sure, not only for those aspects I actually mentioned, but it's also what grew pretty much my love for killer whales for sure, and don't worry, I'm sure I'll get more into depth on that for some future videos I got planned where I actually pretty much mention those creatures for sure. So yeah, I guess if anything, Free Willy is definitely the movie that of course is what made me show my love and appreciation for killer whales. And keep in mind, given for the fact that it was released back in 1993, that actually came out 20 years before Blackfish came out, where they actually pretty much exploited out the main pretty much the main topic of course, what this film in Blackfish did, which is, of course, dealing with, of course, killer whales in captivity. But yeah, I think it's what I can say, of course, that front. So yeah, and if you haven't seen Free Willy yet, I say you should definitely check it out for sure. It's definitely well worth the watch for sure. And of course, given to how well the film actually did, not only pretty much it scored big with critics and audiences when it first came out, as well as, of course, finally starting up a movement to get the film star Keiko pretty much moved from its Tango, where they filmed the movie, at Reino Aventura, to, of course, pretty much a brand new facility that they built to help rehabilitate him, all the way right up until he's fully released into the wild up until his passing. But believe it or not, it did spark a little mini franchise for sure. Not only with a short-lived animated TV show, but surprisingly enough, given to, of course, the Pendant that I actually mentioned, it actually did spawn 2 sequels for sure. And luckily enough, this necklace that I got right here is definitely from one of the 2 sequels to the Free Willy movie for sure. That is, of course, featured for sure, and that being, of course, Free Willy 2, The Adventure Home. And for my honest opinion on it for sure, honestly, I think pretty much if anything, I do remember pretty much watching that, as well as, of course, the third film, Free Willy 3, The Rescue, for sure. In fact, probably I think a little more than the first film for sure, but I guess if anything, pretty much, I do remember watching them constantly as a kid, but nowadays as an adult, I can't necessarily say they're great sequels by far, as I don't really think they live up to what the first film actually did, but I really do like some of the new ideas and subject matters they decide to tackle upon for sure, to make it far different from, of course, the first film for sure, where, of course, in the first film it mainly tackles the subject matter of keeping killer whales in captivity. Pretty much the sequels actually decided to do something different, like, of course, the third film actually tackled the subject matter of course, commercial whaling that is, of course, endangering, yeah, definitely one of the major factors of course, endangering these creatures for sure. And, of course, in the second film, it actually tackles the subject matter of oil and toxin spills, So yeah, I guess if anything, regardless on how I feel about the sequels nowadays, you can give them credit that they wanted to do something new and different and pretty much tackle a different subject matter than what the first film did for sure, rather than doing the exact same thing for sure, to which I really do admire for sure. And I'm really glad the sequels actually did for sure. So yeah. I guess that pretty much makes sense, of course, on that front for sure. So yeah, and given to all that, pretty much this necklace that I actually got right here does have a massive connection to, of course, the second film that came out all the way back in 1995, which coincidentally was, of course, the year that I was born for sure. Though granted, I think, given for the fact that I was born on November the 6th, 1995, just several months after the second Free Willy movie came out, I guess it's pretty much safe to say that the second film is probably just as old as I am for sure. So yeah, I think it's pretty much what I can say, of course, that front. So yeah. But I guess enough about a little history lesson out of the way. I think we might as well go ahead and finally talk about this pendant for sure. Alrighty then, so yeah, now that I finally got that out of the way, we can now go ahead and finally talk about this necklace for sure. And you might be wondering, how did I manage to keep this thing in my hand for years and years for sure? Well, I guess keeping it around for plenty of years is obviously enough, because it is actually a pretty old item for sure. But interestingly enough, pretty much of anything, if you actually have grown up in the 90s, like I did, though technically I was more of an infant, pretty much around the time the 90s actually occurred, but regardless on that, quite enough for, of course, this necklace that you actually see right here, bit of a fun fact, actually, if you go all the way back to when the film first came out, for sure, this necklace that you actually see right here actually came packaged in with, of course, the film's release on VHS, for sure. So yeah, if you actually did buy Free Willy 2 on VHS all the way back then, for sure, you'd be lucky that you would actually get this necklace as an added bonus for sure. So yeah, I do find it kind of rare that you would get something really cool whenever you buy a movie on VHS for sure. And I think they might have done the same thing for DVD as well, though it's kind of hard to say, because I don't think they do any of that anymore for sure. But I would definitely love to see that come back for sure. I think it's actually a really cool idea. You actually get pretty much a really awesome item or prize with, of course, the movie that you're buying for sure, to which I do find it quite interesting, and I wish that would make a comeback soon. So yeah, and quite fitting enough, this necklace that you see right here, actually, believe it or not, it is, of course, pretty much the exact same replica, or I should say a really perfect replica of the necklace that was actually featured in the movie, that was actually worn by pretty much our main heroine, of course, in the movie. And I'm not referring to Keiko as Willy for sure. I mean the other pretty much main protagonist in, of course, the movie, which is, of course, the little boy named Jesse, who's played, of course, by Jason James Richter. So yeah, and of course, if anything, yeah, and of course, if you pretty much if you have seen the second film for sure, I think you'll definitely know on how Jesse actually got this necklace for sure. But for those who don't worry, I'm not gonna spoil the entire movie for sure. So yeah, if you actually want to see a full-on explanation on how Jesse actually got this necklace in the movie, then go watch the movie and see for yourself for sure. So, but yeah, I guess I give it to what I'm actually seeing right here. Yeah, I guess with what you're seeing right here, this is actually a really great replica of course, the necklace that they featured in the movie for sure. I really do love the way pretty much it's actually pretty much shaped out to really make it look like the real thing for sure. And yeah, that's another thing that I should mention with, of course, items like these for sure. They actually do come close to actually making them look like the pretty much the actual props that they use in the movie for sure, to which I do find it quite interesting for sure. And yeah, I guess given to what I'm seeing, they really did a good job with, of course, working on this one for sure. And honestly, I think I knew as a kid, I almost kind of thought it was, of course, the real deal for sure. And yeah, I guess, if anything, that's pretty much what I actually believed, pretty much whenever I held on to, of course, this thing for sure. I actually almost did believe that this actually is actually the real necklace that they featured in the movie for sure. And yeah, they did a really good job with, of course, this one for sure. Just basically pretty much of anything, I think they really nailed, of course, on making the necklace look like the real thing in the movie for sure. With, of course, pretty much with, of course, a man riding a killer whale for sure, to which I really do admire on what they actually did for sure. And even, of course, pretty much the main component for the necklace itself actually is quite interesting. And of course, another thing I should mention is that this necklace actually buttons on for sure, to which I'm not gonna lie, is a little different for sure, but I really do think I really do think it does work quite well. I think, yeah, for a while, I think I pretty much will be fine just pretty much putting the necklace on over my head for sure. This is a good alternative for sure, and I really do admire, of course, what they actually done for sure. So yeah, I guess I give it to all that. I think, I guess if anything, see how it is a necklace, I think I might as well, try it on for sure. So yeah, let's get this thing on me, and let's see. Okay, I think I got it. So yeah, I guess from the looks of it, I finally got this necklace on for sure. And yeah, look how well it actually sets around my neck for sure. It actually does look yeah, it actually does look quite nice for sure. So yeah, who would have thought that pretty much many years since after I've held on to this thing, it actually fits around my neck really well for sure. And yeah, really does feel comfortable for sure. And I really do admire, of course, pretty much what they actually did. And you know me, because back in the day, I actually really do love a really good necklace for sure. And yeah, this is actually really good for sure. And I really do yeah, I really do feel like I was actually stepping in Jesse's shoes while wearing this for sure. So yeah, I think, if anything, I do think the necklace itself actually really works quite well for sure. And again, pretty much it is in fact serving as the main deal for sure. And I really do admire, of course, what they actually did for, of course, this one. So yeah, needless to say, I think they really did well, of course, this one for sure. And yeah, I guess aside from the look of it as well, definitely feels like a regular necklace that you can actually wear for sure. And I think they actually succeed on that entirely. So yeah. And so yeah, I guess with all that said and done, that's pretty much everything that I can say on, of course, this necklace right here. So yeah, overall, this really nice necklace themed. That is similar to Jesse's necklace from Free Willy 2. I really do think is actually really fantastic for sure. Not only does it actually look and feel like the necklace that they actually featured in the movie for sure, but it also does function in real life for sure. And I really do think that's something I do admire for sure. And yeah, you can definitely tell from, of course, when I'm actually wearing this for sure. They really did a good job, of course, making it look like the real thing that they actually featured in the movie for sure. And yeah, again, they really did a great job with, of course, this one for sure. I really love, of course, what they actually done for sure. So yeah, I think it's safe to say that I really enjoyed this necklace for sure. I love it back then when I was a kid, and yeah, nowadays as an adult, I still love it for sure. I do think it's actually fantastic for sure, and yeah. Even though it is quite sad that I don't actually have my old VHS copy of Free Willy 2 anymore, but, of course, it is actually indeed a happy ending for sure, because if you may recall, years and years ago when I first started showing off my DVD and Blu-ray collection on, of course, this show, I actually did mention Free Willy 2 as, of course, one of them for sure, and yeah, I mean, in all honesty, I was actually really quite glad that I actually got that movie back on DVD for sure, and yeah, my opinion is exactly the same for sure. I can't necessarily say it's actually as great as the first film for sure, but I really do love the commitment they actually did to that actually make it try its best to actually make it look good for sure. So yeah, that's pretty much what I can say, of course, on that front, for sure. I still love the first Free Willy movie, even to this day, while the second and third film, I do kind of think they're fine sequels as they are, for sure. Just trying to do something new, but couldn't actually capture the same love and feel as the first film did, for sure. And for those who are wondering, about how Free Willy escaped from Pirate's Cove. Now, to be fair, I can't say it's bad by all means for sure, as I really do love some incredible performances from Beau Bridges, and of course the daughter of the crocodile hunter herself, Bindi Irwin. But it just doesn't have the look and the feel, as well as the strong love as the original films are for sure. So yeah, there you go, of course, that front, So yeah, I think it's safe to say on what I can say, of course, that front. So yeah, if you actually are willing to find this necklace for yourself, then by all means, definitely look it up for sure. If you search on Google for Free Willy 2 Pendant, you might be able to find it for sure. In fact, if anything, eBay has actually got some really good listings, of course. This necklace right here that... yeah, maybe quite expensive for sure, but as long as, of course, it'll actually give you something that actually makes it look like the necklace featured in the movie, then I think you should be alright for sure. In fact, if anything, I do recall there was one listing on eBay for, of course, the film's VHS, the film on VHS for sure, that actually does come with this pendant for sure. Similar to how it was first released all the way back in 1995 for sure. So yeah, regardless of course on that front, if you can find this necklace on eBay, I say you should definitely do so for sure. Trust me when I say that, regardless on how you feel about the second film, hands down for sure, and how it compares to the first Free Willy movie, trust me when I say that this necklace is definitely well worth pretty much well worth getting for sure. And trust me when I say that, much like pretty much much like the movie itself, it's worthy enough for you to make you say Salanga AU ISIS. So yeah, I had to pull off a little something pretty much from the movies for sure, just as a way to do something in context with what I'm talking about for sure. And oh yeah, it actually did gave us a really awesome Michael Jackson song for sure that I know hands down is absolutely amazing. Yeah, definitely look up Michael Jackson's song "Will You Be There." It's actually quite amazing for sure. Especially the music video, the feature for that they currently have up for sure. Though I do find it quite interesting that pretty much that music video actually played right before the original Free Willy movie back when that came out on VHS for sure. But hey, I'm surprisingly okay with that for sure, so. But yeah, that's pretty much what I can say, of course, that front. And oh yeah, I almost forgot the pretty much incredible PSAs that the featured at the beginning of the movies themselves. Though those are actually really fun to watch as well. So, but you kind of get my point for sure. So yeah. And I guess on that thought, that'll pretty much do exactly that. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this latest episode. And by all means, let me know in the comment section below on what you thought about this episode. I would definitely love to know on what you guys think. So yeah, that's pretty much what I can say, of course, that front. Thank you guys so much for watching this latest episode for sure. And yeah, I think it's probably going to be a while before I'll actually talk about the next item I'll talk about on this show for sure. But as long as, of course, I'll give you something quite interesting for sure, I think it'll be well worth it for sure. So I guess until that comes around, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll definitely see you in the next episode. And now, if you excuse me, you hear that? That must be the sounds of killer whales going by for sure. So, time for me to pretty much go for a nice swim for sure while experiencing these creatures for sure. So yeah, that's pretty much what I can say, of course, that front. Take care, you guys. Special thanks to all of my supporters on Patreon for making today's video possible, including my top tier supporters for this month, VD. So if you want to be like these guys and show your support to us, then go to patreon.com/AckleyTackTV to pledge now, do so, and get some awesome rewards within your budget. Hey guys, this is AckleyTack4427 here. Thank you all so much for watching today's video. Feel free to like, comment, and share if you enjoy what you're seeing. If you like what you see here and want to see more videos coming up, then go ahead and hit that subscribe button and switch on the notification bell to get notifications, and select all notifications to be notified for when we post a new video. And don't forget to switch on notifications on your phone as well. Also, don't forget to check out my second channel and our 2-member channel with Sam the Thomas Fan 1, SamAttack4427TheThomasFan1 Productions, for plenty more content you can't find on here. You can check both of our channels out with the links or by our handles provided on screen. Feel free to shoot me an email with my email address provided, backley95@hotmail.com, if you want to ask me a question, want to collab with me for a project you've got in the works, or if you want to book me to be featured for a convention coming up. Follow me on my social media pages on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram to keep up to date with me on updates, announcements, and new releases of my videos, as well as plenty of others I've got with my handles provided, as well as the links down in the description box below. Also, don't forget to follow me on TikTok for other videos I've got aside from the ones I've posted on YouTube, and on Twitch for any future live streams I've got coming up soon, as well as join our official Discord server to see what we've provided. If you wish to show your support to me, then feel free to check out my Patreon to get sneak peeks of my videos coming up before they go up online, as well as getting access to updates and playing more, in addition to getting some awesome rewards within your budget. Also, don't forget to check out and show your support to me on my wishlist on Amazon, and even supporting me at streamlabs.com/AckleyTACTV/tip that you can find in the description box below, as well as on my Twitch page. And in case you can't find any of the links that are provided, then not to worry about a thing. All the links and stuff are also provided on my link tree that you can also find in the description box below, as well as a few selected number of my social media pages. Other than that, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll be sure to see you in the next video. Take care.